What's up, everybody? Welcome
Hey,
once again to week 2 of the Diamond League. With me today, Princeton. How are you, my guy?
I'm doing all right.
Very good. And today we are going to be streaming NeuroShockGaming versus Drexel D1 Dragons. So let's get everything in order here. Apologies for that.
Yeah, both teams just loaded up into the lobby, so shouldn't be long now. Don't have to know if they're doing pro draft.
So how you been, Princeton? It's been a while, my guy.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. Yesterday I couldn't make it, but I'll make up for it today.
I'm excited to stream and cast with you today, friend.
I'm excited for this game in particular today.
Oh,
You know why,
why is that?
Shockwave?
Why is that, man?
Because this is your team that's playing
Oh,
today.
my team, NSG. My gosh. Who are those guys? Alright, so it looks like we're just deciding on pro draft or not. Apologies for the delay, guys. Alright, let's see. Alright, no
No
pro
pro
draft.
draft? I dig that. No pro draft. Get me in this game.
So going in, let's see, NSG versus Drexel D1. Both teams pretty solid. I'm curious to see how this game goes. Any insight on this matchup, Princeton?
I mean, honestly, not really. I don't really know what to expect going into this game. I know NeuroShock's 80 carry is nutty, so
Nutty.
maybe looking at him, yeah, he's a nut.
He's a nut. Damn.
At least I think so. I think he's kind of nutty. I think a lot of I think Whiplash and Evil both play Vladimir, so I think and I think Vladimir is an extremely good champion right now. So I think that flex is going to be really strong too. I haven't seen anything from either of the Drexel squads yet, just D1 squad included. So
Right.
I don't really know what to think of them yet.
Well, I believe I've played against this team, Drexel D1. They have a very solid squad. Their bot lane definitely solid. Curious to see how NSG's bot lane does against theirs. You have is that Rajan in the support role? Super Izzy, the good 80 carry. Definitely can hold his own.
Right.
So let's see how the picks and bans goes. I'm really curious to see what they'll ban out and what they'll pick.
Don't exactly know what we're waiting for here. But I guess both teams aren't yet.
All right.
Okay.
Wait. That's still waiting on Drexel to confirm here. All right, there we go.
Sick.
Hard R or hard nut?
Hard nut, exactly. Start the game. We'll never get into game now. It's gonna be like last week, Shockwave. remember we trolled them last week? We were like, what was it? 3. We had the double poppy. We had 3 champ selects. And then there was a pause at the start. Okay, all right, we're getting
there we go. Now. Let's see. So first ban going to NSG. Let's see who they decide to take off the map.
Well, blue side has that priority, so I expect to see more flex pick bans from Drexel here because they don't have blue side priority. We see Maokai banned out. Maokai hasn't been seeing a lot of play recently, I believe, but perhaps one of the Drexel players is proficient in Maokai. I don't know.
See, top lane we have Rawl the Croaker. Interesting name. Do you croak, my friend? Do you croak?
I know J Galaxy is a proficient new player, so set ban makes sense. Victor also banned away. I assume that's a Victor top ban.
You know, I'm not sure that Whiplash plays, or who? Oh, on the other team, Rawl the Croaker or Okami. Okay.
Haven't been seeing a lot of Victor recently either. Hecarim ban. Okay, looks like they're targeting Jay's jungle pool here. Nunu and Hecarim, both very fast jungle champions. Nunu able to secure objectives early, so it makes sense to get those champions off the hands of a player who has a lot of experience on them. Definitely very annoying to deal with.
Yeah, absolutely. Jay Galaxy definitely has some solid play with Hecarim and Nunu.
That's what I'm talking about with the flex ban here at the last Akali band away from Whiplash and Evil Drexel. See what the first pick here is. Blue side has priority, so I expect to see a flex pick come out here. Perhaps, maybe not. Yeah, okay.
There
Jace
is
is
the
picked up.
chase. Okay, interesting. Let's see
Jace.
how Drexel responds to that.
Jace, pretty strong solo laner. Hard to match him in a side lane, but also gets priority in the early game. And can be flexed top and mid. Response. Silas is hovered.
Definitely seen a lot of Silas over the last couple of weeks here. Pretty strong pick.
He's very relevant in the MSI meta, which is I think has to do a lot with it. Silas, another flex pick. I'm not sure how the Jace versus Silas matchup goes, but both of these first picks here can be flex in both lanes, so that's nice. The Morgana be picked up.
There's some more. Oh,
Nope.
Nautilus.
It's just a
Okay.
Nautilus. Okay, going for already a really aggressive pick for Drexel here. Nautilus has really strong laning because of the stun attached to his passive. He has a lot of CC early game, and he's decently tanky with his shield.
Yeah, definitely a top tier support right now in competitive play.
Sejuani's gonna get picked up. Sejuani's super annoying champion, really tanky, tons of CC as well. Big meatball for your team. Strong pick. Strong pick for sure.
Let's see
Third
what
pick
they
here is
take out of there. Let's see what they do. Kennen, okay.
Ooh, the Kennen picked up. Okay, so we're probably gonna expect to see the Kennen top lane and the Jace mid with the Sejuani jungle. So NSG has already went ahead and picked their whole blue side, their whole top side here. And Jace and Kennen are both early prio champions. Sejuani has really easy gank setup, so I expect her to be playing around top side this game. To get these, especially the Jace snowballs really hard to get your Jace ahead. The Kennen, Kennen's really strong early. He can probably find his own leads, but we'll see how it goes.
Now we see the Kayn being picked here. How do you feel about that Kayn pick going into Sejuani?
Kayn is a champion that is really good for solo queue. I don't see a lot of him in competitive anymore. But I think the Rost form is extremely oppressive when the player knows what he's doing. I mean, there's just so much regen with the Rost. I mean, like everything heals you. And you can still, one shot a squishy AD carry. And that's one thing coming up from blue side here is that the Kennen and the Jace are both relatively squishy. They do have the Sejuani for that extra tankiness that they lack in their solo lanes, but overall the team is on the squishier side so far. We see the Morgana and the Sivir band away on red side, and the Kaisa and the Jin band away on blue side. I'm targeting the ball in here.
Definitely the Kayn, if he goes Ross, has some good CC to back up the Nautilus there, along with Silas. Silas has a stun. Looks like they're bringing out the Vayne.
He switches to Jinx. Okay.
Right.
Both these comps are shaping up to be kind of interesting. Let's see what bot lane decides to pick here.
Xayah, potentially.
Hover.
Potentially a Zaya Rakan.
Fire Khan I think would be really good here. So the lovers duo comes out for NSG. Rakan has really good engage, and with the Sejuani and the Kinnan diving onto this Jinx, and even on the Silas, I think it's going to be extremely annoying for red side here, for Drexel, to find a way to keep the Jinx healthy and alive in these fights. Zaya has her own self peel, so when Kane and the Knowledge try to dive onto her, I don't think she's going to be that affected by it. We see Vigar locked in last here, so it's probably going to be a Vigar mid, a Silas top lane. We got Kane in the jungle, Jinx Nautilus bot side. So Red Drexel's team here scales harder than NeuroShock for sure. But I don't think NeuroShock necessarily falls off very hard. I just don't think their mid lane is very solid. Their mid game is very solid. But I think Drexel's late game is better. But I think the early aggression that Sejuani, Kennen, and Rakan bring into, early game and mid game skirmishes is really scary. I mean, when the Rakan, swiftness flashes on top of you and you get CC down by the Sejuani and bursted by the Jace for half of your HP, and Kennen hits his R key and stuns your entire backline, I think they're gonna rip up these team fights for sure.
Absolutely. I think
And on Red's, go ahead.
Go ahead.
On Red's side, I mean, we see Silas. Silas has good sustain in fights because of his heal. Kane, of course, as I said, if he goes Rast, also has really good sustain. He's able to heal through everything, assuming he goes Rast this game. Veigar doesn't have a lot of sustain, but he does have heavy burst. But I mean, he can't burst anyone if he's dead, right? So
yeah,
that's really what it comes down to.
Definitely, I'm curious to see how that mid lane goes this game. Definitely want to see NSG if they're gonna respect the Nautilus. Nautilus does have quite the weird hook, I guess, range hitbox. You might think you're safe from it, but you're gonna get hooked by it, get locked down. Jinx has the chompers to follow up. So let's see how NSG responds to that bot lane. I feel like that bot lane should be an interesting matchup this game. That being said, Princeton, who do you have winning this game?
Okay. So we got the age-old story here of the aggressive comp and the scaling comp. I mean, the scaling on on Drexel's side is crazy. We have the Jinx, we have the Veigar, we have the Kane, all scale really well. Silas also scales decently. Ah, man. Okay, I'm gonna have to go with NSG win here. I think the early aggression coming out is gonna be too much for Drexel to stand. I think they're gonna crumble under the pressure here.
Okay.
So far, as we've seen in the tournament, actually, that good old scaling, that S word, as some people like to call it, has not been working very well. We've seen the aggressive comps kind of shine through most of the tournament so far. So
Okay, interesting point of view there. I'm gonna go with Drexel this game because I feel like the Viger, if the Viger is left unchecked, I mean Jinx and Nautilus, also Silas. I don't know. I'm really curious to see how NSU responds to this, but I will go for the underdog here and go for Drexel here and see if they can pull it out.
I mean, yeah, the blue side, NeuroShock needs to probably win before they need to find themselves at a substantial lead at 25 minutes. And I think if they do that, they can look to close the game by 35 minutes. But let's say they don't get too big of a lead at 25. I don't think they're going to be able to find the push and the tempo that they need to close out the game in time. So if Drexel can kind of hold out and do well for themselves for the first 25 minutes of the game, I think they definitely have this in the bag. But if NeuroShock is able to find that early game pressure that they need, then I think that's all them from there.
Alright, well, let's see how this game turns out, my friends. So in the loading screen, do you see any masteries that come out to you? See Jace going
Uh,
with the Electrocute, Viger going with Glacial Augment.
yes, the Vigor Glacial Augment has been the only kind of viable Vigor build I've been seeing recently. Because he doesn't really need the extra damage from the other runes, you know? Vigor already has so much power in his kit that he kind of doesn't need it. I've been seeing a lot of teleport from Vigor as well, but I guess the barrier is fine into the Jace matchup because he's going to be shoved in early. The Glacial Augment is very good from him. I think that's going to be super annoying for NeuroShock to deal with. Kane running that Dark Harvest. I believe that rune is pretty good on Kane, but I haven't seen much of it, so I can't really tell. Silas going with the Aftershock is actually my biggest question mark. Aftershock, of course, is still a strong rune after all of the nerfs, but I've been seeing a lot of Silas's go Electrocute now, but I'm sure the Aftershock is still fine.
Okay, so it looks like we had Drexel attempt an invade there at the top side of the map. Didn't quite work out. They did get a ward on their blue buff for NSG.
Yep.
And yeah, going back to what you said, Aftershock Silas, is that like meta? Is that current? Like, what do you think his thought process is there with that?
I mean, we also see Kane hasn't bought any items yet. That's gonna bite him later. I mean, the Aftershock is really good for the early game, especially because how the Aftershock works now is it scales with your bonus armor and MR. So it doesn't really kick in. The nerfs don't really kick in until later, kind of later in the game, towards the mid game, right? So I think it's a lot stronger in the lane phase for sure. But with the nerfs to it now, I mean, I don't see that many Aftershock mid laners go Aftershock anymore after the nerfs. I mean, you know, Lissandra is nowhere to be seen. Nobody plays Nautilus mid anymore. Nobody plays Gallia mid anymore. So.
Okay, so early on, nothing too major here.
So
Nice
Juan is going to
poke.
be looking to invade the Kane here, picking up this blue buff. Kane actually had to recall to buy his items here. It's going to be a fight. Kane is level 1 still. Sejuani's going to greed for this. She's able to pick it up, but she's really low, has to flash away.
Interesting.
So Sejuani is able to secure the blue buff here, but she did use her flash for it.
What do you think, worth or?
Honestly, I mean, no. I mean, realistically, no. I think the Kane is already going to be struggling because he forgot to buy items. And I think Sejuani is going to have a level lead. She's definitely going to have a level lead now, but I think she would have had she was going to have a level lead for the early game anyway. So.
Wait, so you're telling me the Kane didn't buy items going in, or?
No. If you didn't see, like the first, he did his Raptor camps. He had no items.
Oh,
He
wow.
missed right after doing his Raptor camp. Yeah.
Got miscommunication by Drexel there. Bot lane so far going even.
Nothing crazy. Nothing too crazy going on. I don't actually like Kane's passing here, but I mean, what are you gonna do, really? You know.
Kennen getting out poked there.
Well, some trade going on top side. Nothing too serious.
Alright, so
Kane is a wow.
So Kane invading Sejuani's side of the map, looking for
Sejuani and
something
Kane
top.
might meet here. Yes, they will.
Okay,
This
friend.
fight goes down. Jay isn't paying attention really, but he's gonna get the stun onto the Kane here. Stun lands, auto attack goes through, does a lot of damage. Silas is here to back him up. They're gonna go onto the Silas now. Let's see if stun goes down. Yes, it does.
Ooh, that was
He
close.
flashes on the turret. He's gonna be fine. So Joanny's hungry for more though. She's gonna still be looking for this Kane. Dash does not hit. Kane also dashes away. She looks to get the stun here. Stun does land. She's gonna pick up that first blood.
Very nice, very nice. J Galaxy putting some pressure onto Cha-Ching from Drexel Dragons.
Yeah, that's really what we need to see out of this aggressive comp that NeuroShock has drafted themselves here. I think Kane, the early game did kind of screw him there a little bit. Sejuani picking up that kill is definitely really going to be big for her here. And the Kane, I mean, Kane is a champion that needs to gank a lot early. You see here Sejuani also taking away his Raptor camp as well, so she's really putting this Kane behind early, and that's gonna delay his form. And he's already kind of looking to scale with his team here. But since his form is gonna be delayed significantly now, so
I like that mindset. I like that mindset that J Galaxy's going in with this this matchup into the Kane, trying to prevent him from getting his form early on. He's trying to make him useless early on. If Kane doesn't get his form right away, I feel like he's not gonna be very effective once his laners are behind.
I mean, yeah, I agree with you. I mean, if theoretically, top lane and mid lane should win early game by themselves, and if Sejuani helps out just a little bit, then I think those lanes are going to be extremely hard to play for Drexel. And base Kane without his form is kind of sucks. It's not great, for sure. So the more his form gets delayed, I think the more detrimental. We see Jinx is going to get ignited here. She's going to go down to Zaya. Flash comes out from Nautilus onto the Rakan, but he's not going to fall.
Habibi Pappy with the clutch heal and the disrespect from Rakan.
Yeah, coming out. Not sure if I like that, but we see the bot lane and the top lane in particular have been skirmishing a lot. I haven't really touched on it. But that was the first big fight we have here in the bot lane.
Now I will say
that's the thing with the lovers duo, Zaya Rakan, is you really can't underestimate when when Rakan goes in with a knockup early and Zaya hits her W and the attack speed just increases on both of them. I mean, you can really get chunked out super hard early and just lose the lane just from that simple trade. So
yeah, definitely, and then pair that with an aggressive support like Yeet Me Harder Daddy. Pair that with a aggressive support like that, and you can constantly make plays. Looks like Habibi Pappy and Eat Me Hard. Sorry, that name is funny. Eat Me Hard Daddy. Definitely putting on some pressure with Jinx Nautilus. So let's see how that turns out going and transitioning into close to the mid game later on.
We do see Inferno Dragon is live, and we have priority in both mid and bot lane here for NeuroShock. So let's see if there's to pick it up. Kane is invading Sejuani's topside jungle right now, so he's not on the bottom side of the map. I think if they go for this, it should fall to NSG if they go for it. Sejuani's going back for the blue buff here. Set Kane more behind. Balin's here to look to defend it.
Not really much they can do there.
Yeah, with the Jace as well coming. Can't really do anything to defend that blue buff. Just gonna have to let that fall. Our Crab's also gonna get taken. I know they're looking for this priority for this Infernal Dragon for sure. It looks like they're gonna start it. No. Sejuani looks for the gank on bot side.
Sejuani is 6 here.
Knockup lands onto the Nautilus. He's gonna get rooted by the Zaya here. No stun comes out from Sejuani though. Ulti comes out from Zaya to secure the kill.
Okay, very nice. Looks like we have Kane taking the red side, or NSG's blue here. Let's see if he tries to gank top lane. No.
He has to do something in response to this Infernal Dragon because, I mean, Drexel just lost all their pressure bot lane with the Nautilus dying there, so this dragon should be free for NSG.
Okay, so first dragon coming off the map to NSG.
The RNG is in their favor here. They get the Infernal Drake. And like I said, their team comp is really aggressive mid and late, so Infernal Dragon is definitely going to be good for them. So Johnny R is not going to land.
Double stun, very nice.
Double Sun comes out. Veigar flashes away. He's able to get out of that one with his life. And we're chilling again. So Sejuani might look for this gank onto Sylas. You see how she's pathing with her Jace here. They spot the Kayn actually using the Blast Plant.
And we just keep seeing J Galaxy constantly pressuring this Kayn to do something.
She's gonna go onto Sylas. Sylas hits the hook onto her back. She's under tower. Sejuani ulti does go down on both sides actually. Nobody dies here though. More early aggression here from Jay. Really laying it on.
Definitely. We have Kayn completing the first item in the jungle, which is the warrior. Now let's see how far is he from getting form?
I don't really think we can tell.
Can't see that. Okay.
Which kind of sucks, but I mean, his only real interaction has been hitting Sejuani a little bit, so.
Sejuani definitely just pressuring the map. Looks like it's paying off. We have the bot lane is ahead. Top lane, Kennen is slight CS lead. Mid lane as well. Even
Bot
matchup.
lane is extremely ahead here though. Sylas 2 kills up onto this Jinx now, 15 CS. Translates to about 800 gold lead for the Xayah here over the Jinx.
Nice CC chain lockup by Sejuani and Kennen.
They're able to pick up the kill onto the Sylas. And like I said, I mean, Sejuani's gank setup is just too good. She's been putting a lot of pressure onto this top side, especially, so the Sylas can't really do anything. She's gonna look to seal away the Scuttle Crab. Goes onto the Kayn here. Jace is here to help her out. Keep looking. Cut off because of the Veigar cage. So they're gonna back off.
And there's a TP by Raul the Croaker with the Sylas. Now, NSG does have TP advantage here for the next 6 minutes. Let's see if he tries to make a play on the bot side of the map to push the lead of NSG's bot side.
So they're gonna try to sandwich Kayn here. Oh wow, I didn't even know that that's how that interaction worked.
Alright.
So apparently, if you're Rakan and you swiftness and dash over the wall, it hits Kayn in the wall. That's really weird, but hey, I mean, I guess it works.
And we have Sejuani down, looking potentially diving here. The Drexel's bot side. Sejuani.
Knockup's gonna land into the Nautilus. They start focusing him down. The stun is not gonna cut. Stun does come through. Flash for the auto attack here. He gets healed. Stopwatch goes down. Shock blast from Jace, able to pick up that kill. Now the salty comes out, but it's negated by Xayah. They're gonna look to get some plating.
Raul the Croakers laying Kennen.
Drexel able to pick up that kill. Super Mega Death Block. It goes wide flash from Kayn onto Jace here, but he's not going to find anything. He's just going to get rooted down and die. A little too aggressive from him, that's for sure.
Absolutely. It's again Rakan getting out there. Barely.
Getting executed there. Feels bad, man. Stun hits from Sejuani onto the Veigar. I think she's overextending here. Yeah, she should back up. Uses her ulti there for nothing really.
So now going into 14 minutes, Princeton, what do you think is Red's or Drexel Dragon's option to come back into this game? It looks like they're kind of behind right now.
Okay, so the next trick that's gonna spawn up here is an Ocean. I think that's gonna help for the next maybe 10 minutes, but I don't think it's gonna be too relevant then. I think Drexel needs to find some pressure in their top and mid lane. Look for this Rift Herald, and look to get at least one of their, either the top or the mid lane tower going here. Like they need to take this Rift Herald into one of those two lanes and find something. And that should give them tempo in at least one lane to kind of band-aid their losses here.
And Kane once
Kane,
again getting caught out.
yeah, just getting sliced up there. Like I said, Rakan's super aggressive. You can't really go next to that guy, or else you're dead. The CC, the swiftness is too much. Silas going onto this cannon here in the top lane.
And we see what that early pressure from J Galaxy did to Kane. At the cost of the flash, I mean, I would have said that that's not worth it, but going into 15 minutes now, Kane has not been able to respond to that. He's been behind trying to farm, get back into it. Just not able to get back into the game, it looks like. I don't want to speak too soon about that, but the game's still not over.
I mean, he still hasn't completed his form either, right?
Yeah, it doesn't look that way.
Definitely in a tough spot here. Kennen hits the ulti here. Really, this is a tight fight coming here into both top laners. Stopwatch was used by Kennen there, so there is a potential for Silas to pick up the kill. But here in mid lane, we have another dive. So Zwani's going to ult the Veigar. She's not going to find the kill, though. On the other side of the team fight, Shock Blast does a ton of damage to the Kane. So Zwani actually able to pick up the kill onto the Veigar. Zaya's here to help out her Jace as well, and she picks up the kill onto the Kane. And obviously this Kane is even more behind, not getting his form. And dies mid lane here. And I think... No. Sanjay was going to go for the Rift Trails here.
Looks like Silas, Sejuani's trying to go for the cleanup here against the Silas.
He's pushed up onto the tower here. He wants to see if he can get it. He might be able to get it in time. He does, but he's going to go down, I believe. Yes. Die. Top lane tower is actually the first tower to fall here for NSG. Mid lane also being pressured really hard. He's going to get hooked by the Nautilus here. Nautilus does ulti, but I don't think Jinx does not have the damage to burst down the Jace just yet.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
And we see bot tower traded in response.
Now comparing both ADCs here, Xayah definitely slightly ahead.
Slightly?
Quite a bit actually, from
Yeah,
the Jinx. Supports look like we have Yeet Me Hard, Daddy X. Doing pretty solid versus Nautilus. I was expecting Nautilus to put a little more pressure onto this bot lane, but it has paid off for NSG.
I mean, I know, I think it's just one of those things, you know, Rakan has more dashes, more gap closers than the Nautilus does. And while Nautilus does have a lot of hard lockdown, Rakan is able to CC more targets faster, I would think, so... and since he does have, you know, pressure coming out from his jungler and his mid laner, it's easier for him to roam and look for stuff for his team than the Nautilus.
Definitely. So, let's see, is that Jay trying to take Rift here for NSG?
Like I said, I think this Rift Herald is really detrimental for Drexel to get back into this game. They need to find, you know, something for them to cushion their losses here, or else the game's just gonna snowball out of control. We're already at a 4K gold lead for NSG, and it's only 18 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. Now, NSG does have to be wary of their shutdown gold. You do not want to give any unnecessary kills.
Might have a fight here? No. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at the player gold. Well, first we do have a skirmish in mid lane. Nothing really happens of it. Okay, if we take a look at the gold graph. Top lane, it's about even. We have a 400 gold lead for the Silas. Nothing to write home about. Top lane, the dive is not going to be found here. Oh, actually, Root lands onto the Silas from the Xayah, but she's not going to pressure for the kill. Yes, Zwani's here now. Swiftness goes down onto the Khan. Silas is able to get the kill onto him. Xayah able to stop the turret aggro with her ultimate, and she's able to find the kill onto the Silas. Kane is here, though, to maybe follow up. He's not going to find anything. Jace is going to go onto this Jinx. Man, non-stop fighting. Really scrappy fight here. She is ignited. Shock Blast is not going to hit. She flies us out, but Nautilus is in some hot waters. He gets stunned up by the Sejuani and gets taken down by Xayah.
Looks like he's still chasing down.
Still chasing the Jinx here. Flash is not available, but she's going to get slowed, and she actually dies there. Wow.
Got him, coach. Got him, coach.
The Jay is able to Shock Blast the Kane down. Slicing Maelstrom comes through from Kennen. He's able to stun up the Veigar. They trade aggro and Sejuani picks up that kill. And now things are just not going in Drexel's favor. That really blew up in their face there. Now the Rift Herald is going to go down and they're going to look for this bot inner turret. And the gold lead has grown to 5k.
And climbing.
Silas going on to this Jace. Your real nuisance stun up does land. There's a Q. He's now the Jace, able to find the shock blast. Jace flashes away. Silas able to find the last root and he's able to pick up that kill.
There's that shutdown gold. 400 gold for that. Silas, such a nuisance to deal with sometimes with that stun, the combo.
Silas is the only real big player for Drexel here, so I think they really need to play off him if they want to find a way out of this hole they have themselves in. If we take a look at the gold graph here, Silas growing that gold lead he had earlier. He's at about a 800 gold lead now over the Kennen. We see a 1600 gold lead for the Sejuani. Small 300 gold lead for Jace, nothing to write home about. A 3k gold lead for the Xayah, now 6 kills up on this Jinx, almost 40 CS up as well.
That's huge.
And then even a 1k gold lead on the support as well for NSG. So things have definitely exploded here.
So now at 21 minutes in Princeton, what do you think the win conditions for red team would be? Waiting for the Viger to scale, the Jinx to scale. I mean, we did say that Drexel does have the scaling advantage here, but they are quite a bit behind.
I think Drexel needs to let their Jinx farm up and get some solo XP. She needs to hit 3 items. The Vigar has to hit Death Cap, I think. He needs to complete his Twin Shadows and get Death Cap. And hope that he can maybe burst the Jace or the Kennen down before they kill him. And the Jinx needs to hit 3 items in order to hyper carry into the late game. And I think blue side need to look for priority onto this Baron and maybe look for some skirmishes in the mid and top side jungle.
Yeah, definitely. Now we do have, with Xayah being ahead, they should definitely try to force. Oh, there's a lockdown on.
Big arcade here. Yes, there's a lot of lockdown here from the Nautilus, able to hit their R key to mitigate some damage, but she gets taken down by the Jinx here. Now Jinx is gonna pick up a ton of kills here, able to pick up 2 kills for herself. 1 kill goes down into the Kayn.
So that's a lot of shutdown gold, guys. 700 gold going to Jinx on top of the other kills, the other kill.
And they're actually gonna path for this Baron. That's actually really big. This is really big for red side if they can get this Baron here. This is one of the things that might potentially be able to save them from this game.
Now, we did see Kennen teleport bot side. Not sure what was going on there.
I think what must have been going through his mind is, oh, the entire red team here is coming up the top lane. I need to get out as fast as possible. But, they were going on the Baron.
Very questionable. Let's see how Drexel responds. They've managed to take Baron.
This is huge for the side of Drexel here. So with this Baron, this is exactly what they needed. Now they're able to find pushes in the waves. They're able to CS properly now, and they're not under too much threat from NSG because NSG won't be able to find a push as easily as before. And now we see in the last fight, Xayah just got Veigar caged and knocked up by the Nautilus, and she got bursted down immediately and just died. And then everybody else just kind of seemed to follow. I still definitely think he's getting caged up there again. He doesn't get taken down though. So Sejuani ulti does go down onto the Kennen. He's able to get taken down. Jinx able to do some damage onto this backline, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Veigar actually bursting out the Sejuani and the Jace there. Xayah using her ulti to maybe get away, gets slowed by the Jinx. He's gonna get caught up on by the Assassin Kayn. Actually, pretty much one-shotting her there. This Kayn was 0 and 5 not too long ago. He's 3 and 6 now. Definitely doing a lot better for himself.
Picking up the speed.
And with this Baron power play, we're gonna see Drexel picking up this mid lane tower here. They're gonna look for more. The gold lead is now even. It is now even from that 5k gold lead that NSG had earlier to even now. Completely even, actually. It's dead even.
So now it comes into play. We did say that Drexel had the better scaling team. NSG doesn't fall out that much, like you said. Curious to see how they're gonna respond now that we have Viger and Jinx. Jinx basically a champion again,
Okay.
with items.
So you know how I said before this game started that NSG needed to find a substantial lead by 25 minutes or they weren't going to win?
Yep, and here we are.
And here we are at 25 minutes, and I mean, they had the lead at 20 minutes. They had the lead, right? They had a big lead, 5K gold onto Drexel, and now they lose one team fight mid lane, one skirmish mid lane. Drexel picks up the Baron, and now they're in a really good spot to end up winning this game. This team just keeps scaling out for another 5-10 minutes, and I think they'll really be able to look to close this game out.
Yeah, definitely see how NSG responds here.
I mean, I still think NSG can win. I still think a lot of their players are really strong, and if they find some good engages onto priority targets, they can still win fights and look to win the game. But it's going to be a lot more difficult from here on. So Sejuani getting caged. She's really tanky, not going to go down there. Ulti does miss onto the Sylas. Rakan coming in with a huge quickness W onto 3 people. Kennen ulti does get stolen by Sylas. He's on to them now. Sylas getting the kill onto the Kennen. And now blue team is just getting ripped apart by the Veigar and the Jinx. I mean, the Jinx is at 2 items here. She's at how much crit chance is that? A lot.
Very questionable. They were split up in that fight. I'm not sure what they were thinking there. We had Jace split up from the rest of the team. This might be a throw.
I mean, yeah, I think it was a big throw. I think Drexel is in the driver's seat now for the rest of this game. They might look to end here. Yeah, they're going to the Sejuani. She's really tanky. She does take a while to go down. Sylas gets healed by the Jinx. Yeah, it looks like this is going to be game.
Like Drexel coming through with the W here. Unfortunate game for NSG. Did not take full advantage of their lead.
Kennen and Jace may be able to save the game here. Yes, they are. Jace was getting the triple kill. Shock Blast goes wide, but
Quadra kill.
What is happening?
Okay, very nice.
Just focus the Nexus. Okay. And that's Baron is gone now. Going to be up in a little bit. Dragon is live. It's a Cloud Drake. What did I just watch?
Not sure, boss. Not sure. But Sylas definitely. Here's the thing with Sylas. He has a lot of good ults to steal from with the Sejuani ulti, the Kennen ulti. I did see him steal a Rakan ulti earlier in the game. But I feel like the Sejuani ulti and the Kennen ulti definitely benefit the other team. With the Nautilus, the Jinx, definitely a Viger. So honestly, if Drexel comes through, I would definitely say that it would all be because of Sylas keeping them in the game.
I mean, for sure. I mean, he was the only one who in the early game didn't fall off too much. We saw the rest of his teammates, weren't doing too well, but he was able to kind of hold his own top lane. Actually took the top lane tower from Kennen, first tower of the game, taken down. And now he's able to kind of carry his team to these fights. The Kennen ulti in the last fight really ripped apart NSG. And I think that's the main reason they were able to win that fight so heavily, was because the Kennen ulti was huge.
So let's see if NSG can pull this out.
Might be able to clutch it here, we never know. Drexel looking at NSG's base here. It's going to be hard for them to kind of get this push. Sejuani is going to look for the Sylas.
Watch out for the flanks.
Yeah, Rakan gets caged up and one shot. Kennen ulti comes out. It goes on to Nautilus, but not quite to the Jinx. Jinx is getting dove on by the Sejuani, but I mean, Sejuani does not have anywhere near the ability to kill the Jinx here. And the front of the team fight, we just see the Kayn and the Sylas ripping everybody else apart. So.
Yep. So it looks like Drexel coming through with the comeback. They kept their composure. Like I said, I definitely would give Sylas the MVP that game. Did not give up, and Drexel turning it around. Princeton, who would you give the MVP to this game?
It has to go to Sylas, right? I mean, I don't even think it's a question.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look at the damage charts here. So yeah,
I'm honestly shocked.
Yeah.
I'm honestly honestly amazed right now.
Viger with
One fight, and everything just turned completely around. Crazy.
Well, there you have it, folks. NSG falling to Drexel Dragons tonight. Unfortunate loss for them. Drexel Dragons, congratulations for pulling through. Anything you want to point out at that game, Princeton?
Definitely a game that could have went both ways. I think NSG definitely had the driver's seat early. They had their leads. They had everything they could wish for. You know, Kane was literally like not even a member of the team. But they were able to catch back up. So
Yeah,
definitely good on Drexel there to find one opening and make it work. So that's good on them.
Yeah, definitely. Well, all right. With that being said, guys, we are going to go into intermission. Next game coming up here in the next 10 minutes, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah, next 10-ish minutes, 10, 15 minutes, we're gonna have Roman Esports versus Drexel D2 Dragoons.
Ooh,
So it'll be the second Drexel squad coming into the Rift today. So
all right, guys. So we'll see you guys here in 10 minutes ish, and yeah, until then.